The second philosophy is, if you continue to do what you've done, you're going to continue to get what you got. This applies to everybody. All these philosophies apply to everybody. If you have a failed strategy, you're a parent, you're a teacher, you're a friend, you're dealing with your in-laws, you're dealing with your significant other, if you attempt to have influence and you don't have influence, you got to do something different. But what happens very often is we just do the same thing louder. You know, we just do the same thing louder. We just repeat ourselves. We start to nag. We start to nag. You know, someone asked me the other day, what's the definition of nagging? And I said, if you say something twice, that's nagging. One time, assuming the individual is neurologically intact, and they're like, yeah, I get it. If you say it again, that's nagging. Now, does that mean you should never nag? No, but I think you got to be aware of what you're doing. Because nagging tends to annoy both people, right? So when you're looking at, well, you know, how do I influence people, that tends not to be a good long-term strategy. But again, this sounds very simplistic. If you continue to do what you've done, you're going to continue to get what you got. But my experience, and I'm sure your experience, is people persist in failed strategies. One of the things that I love to watch is when I go into a hotel or an office building, and people are standing around an elevator, and someone pushes the button, and it lights up. And if you wait 30 seconds and the elevator does not come, what does someone do? They push the button again. Now there, I don't know, what did they think was going to happen? And by the way, if you wait another 30 seconds, somebody else will push the button. Because obviously, you don't know how to push buttons. This takes an expert in button pushing. Now again, there was a time when there were actually elevator operators. And when you push the button, the call buzzer rang. And if you annoyed the person enough, maybe they would speed up and pick you up at the floor. My guess is they would make you wait longer. But I got news for you. The servo mechanisms in the elevators could care less if you're annoyed. And again, what tends to happen is every time somebody pushes it, they get more upset. They get more upset because the elevator won't come. You want to spend parts of your life being upset because the elevator won't come? I think people should do what they want to do, but, you know, I don't advise it as a strategy. So, if you find that things are not working the way you want them to work in any relationship, you have to do something different. Now that doesn't mean, by the way, anything in particular. You might have to get tougher, you might have to get less tough. You might have to get more accommodating, you might have to get less accommodating, but you have to do something different if you want a different result.